Hello, my name is Krista Mahon, independent designer with Couture from Cincinnati, Ohio. Today we're going to be inking a tote bag for like an Easter egg hunt, and we're going to be using Egg Hunt This Way. It's a B-size transfer that you actually cut up, and we're going to be using our ink mat. So what I do is I take the 17 by 17 ink mat and I cut it in half, and we have this nice little cute found tote. And it already had the bunny face. It has these nice little cute bunny ears. I love it. So what we do with the ink mat is you're going to put it inside whatever you're inking. Okay, so in this case, we're going to put it inside our tote bag here. And what the ink mat does is help hold everything down, makes it nice and tight because this is sticky. And so we don't have bleed through. And then also it keeps the fabric in place. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to ink this. It's a B-size transfer. It's called Egg Hunt This Way. It's available on my chalk site, which is in the comments. And what we're going to do is, it has this nice little egg that you can also use, but we're not going to use that. So I'm going to use Happy Easter, okay, at the top. And then we're going to put Egg Hunt This Way at the bottom, okay? So we're going to set the little egg aside. Now, when you're using fabric, you do not have to fuzz, okay? Because we are fuzzing pretty much on the fabric. So we're going to get our little stir sticks, which are plastic and reusable. I picked a few different colors out. So we got black velvet, we have teal, we have coral. I do have a purple fig. So we are just going to go ahead and stir all of them up. I always open them off screen just in case something drops on our project because this is permanent, okay? So we want to make sure that we don't get it on our surface here. And all these are plastic and reusable, and they go in our bath of water next to us and wash at the end. So I'm just gonna, as I stir, I'm gonna set these aside. I figured coral and teal are really cute colors for Easter. So we're just gonna stir them on up. And then in the bath of water they go. And I think on this one, we're just going to use the pink and the coral and the teal. I have a few more to do, and I'll probably put the purple in the next one. And then this is black velvet, which we're going to put our arrow in to match the little bunny's face. So we'll get 3 different squeegees. We want to make sure we don't have any ink on our hands when we're putting this down. So what you're going to do is make sure the front and back are marked. This is to be able to know how the transfer gets put back on the backer and how to dry. These are reusable 8 to 12 times. So once this is washed and dried, you can put it right back on there. And if you have it marked, it's a lot easier to be able to match them all up, okay? So the whole goal with this is to make sure your transfer is nice and down, no bubbles, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 mini squeegees. So we have 2 different sizes. We have a small and a mini. So it's about half the size, and we're going to use the mini. So I'm going to start off on Hoppy with teal. Now this little T is going to be a little bit more difficult. So we're going to grab our detail tool. It has a nice little squeegee, so we can try to get around that little T right there because they kind of overlap a little bit. So we're just going to be careful. So we want to dip our slanted side of our squeegee in the ink. And I always have the best luck if I put it on nice and thick, and I go from top to bottom. I try to not go over it so many times, just nice and thick, and try to go in one direction if I can. I'm going to have to be really careful around that T. So I'm just going to try to get as much as I can with my squeegee, and then I'm going to put a little bit on my detail tool here, and then I'm going to get as much as I can of this Y here. I'm just going to go up to the T. If it gets a little bit in it, it's not the end of the world, but we want to try our best. Okay, and this can go in the water as well because that's reusable. So I'm going to use my squeegee to try to get the lines out so it's smooth. So I'm just going to go one direction right here. And we're going to leave this out in case we missed a spot. So we're just going to leave this out just in case. So I'll put that in the lid. And then Easter is going to be in coral. So we're going to dip our squeegee. We don't really have to worry about anything but that tea. So we'll just get as much as we can here, and then we'll get the multi-tool out, which also has a squeegee on the end. We'll do everything up to that point. And then we'll come back and hit the top part there and be more careful. The ink's a little bit thinner than the paste, but it does take some because it soaks into the fabric, okay? So it takes a little bit. And then we're gonna take our multi-tool here, which also has a squeegee. I'm gonna get as close as I can to this tea. If you see my head, sorry. It's gonna take a little bit of effort here. Kind of just gonna like dab it on and then like come back, and when they overlap the designs, it's a little bit more difficult, but I think we can handle it. Just gonna try to get in there to the best of my ability and dab it on. Like I said, if it overlaps a tad bit, it's not gonna be the end of the world, but try our best. Okay. We'll set that aside just in case we need it again. So we're gonna make sure we don't have it on our hands. You can peel from the corner, but you wanna pull from the center. And the slower you pull, the better, because the fibers of the fabric, whatever you're inking on, stay a little bit more on the fabric, if that makes sense, and it doesn't pull on the transfer. So I have a little spot on the E, so I'm just gonna set that back down and just push it, and I'm just gonna hit it one time going straight up, okay? Because I didn't get it in there very good. So the slower you pull, the better. Love it. Okay, so you're just gonna wash this in the water. So I have a water bath. Next thing, I use an aluminum pan, like you cook a turkey in. It just works best for me. And I wash the transfers as I go. Just do not soak them in the water. The less amount of time in the water, the better for the stickiness. So I feel like you get more uses if you don't let them soak in the water and you wash right away. So I just wipe it down with our board eraser, and I'm going to dry sticky side up. So if this is facing you when you're drying, you need to turn it around. So that should be facing down when you dry, okay? So we're just gonna dry that sticky side up. I dry on paper towels. It always is the best for me. I am gonna hit this tea real quick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my multi-tool, okay? And I'm just gonna dip it in my paste or my ink a little bit, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tap it, okay? Just so the little green part, the teal part that we kind of went into, will be covered. And you can kind of see the little fibers of the fabric, so I just like kind of push them down, okay? So next we're gonna put the egg hunt this way, okay? So we're gonna just make sure our hands don't have any ink on them. And we're gonna get that lined up. And then we're gonna peel this part, okay? So just peel it off. The front and back are already marked. And we're just gonna line it up and go ahead and put it down. And when you heat set, guys, you wanna make sure your ink mat is removed when you heat set. And I use these Teflon paper, these Teflon sheets. You can use parchment paper as well. I use a Cricut heat press. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can use an iron. So the Teflon sheets look like this. It's the bigger, and they are heat resistant, and you put it down. So after this is dry a little bit, you remove your ink mat, put this on top, and then iron or heat press for 350 degrees for 30 seconds, okay? Parchment paper or Teflon paper. I usually give my stuff 24 hours. If you want to use like a blow dryer or the heat gun, you can heat set right away if you want, as long as it's not so wet and it's like a little tacky, but not too wet, if that makes sense, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and use the teal and the coral So I'm going to do every other word. So I'm going to dip it in. I'm going to do egg in this. Okay, and this. And then we'll go back to coral and just get enough on here. Okay, and then we'll go back to coral. And then we'll do the arrow in black velvet. Okay. I love this little tote bag. It's really cute. Great for the kids and Easter egg hunt. That's what I keep thinking in my head here. All right, so then we're going to grab another squeegee and use our black velvet, and we're going to do the arrow. Not getting that much on there. It doesn't take very much. I want to make sure we get the whole silkscreen area covered that we're actually inking. Okay, and then we're going to make sure we don't have it on our hands. Can peel from the corner, pull from the center, okay? Slow, nicely, and slow is the best way to do it. Look how cute that is, guys. I have a little bit on the arrow. That might not bother some people, but I can set it back down, and I'm just going to tap it and like hit right on that corner. Okay, I feel like I could get a little more on there. Sometimes it's cute to have it more vintagey. I kind of like it to be more crisp. It's totally your preference. And this is the same transfer and same squeegee, guys, and same stir stick that you use with ink and chalkable paste, okay? And the chalkable paste is washable on metal, plastic, chalkboard. So this is the same squeegee, same stir stick, and the same transfer you can use on both ink and the chalkable paste, okay? So we're just going to wash this, and then we're going to dry sticky side up. If you wanted to add the egg, which comes on that transfer, you surely could. I'm going to leave it off. I think it's really cute without it. So that is Egg Hunt This Way. Very cute little tote. And that's my project for today. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy it and be blessed. Bye-bye.